When you were divorced, I mean, obviously it's not a pleasant thing to go through a divorce, and it would not have been in your case either. But was there also a sense in which you sort of discovered yourself that from that point on, that you're rid of this person who'd been actually looking after you, masterminding your career, and now you're free to sort of go wherever you wanted to? Was there a sense of that happening?
Well, yes, and then of course I just went into the toilet. I mean, because I didn't have very much experience. I had no experience making decisions for myself or thinking for myself, and no experience taking care of money. So I've never really been very good at it. And but it was, you know, I was fine to have the relationship that we had, where he just was the boss and took all the responsibilities, and I just did the work that I did until I had my daughter. And then after I had my daughter, I really kind of started to grow up in a small way. And then we started to do a show. We had a show in America that was really successful called the Sonny and Cher show,
yeah,
right?
Show.
And when we started the Sonny and Cher show, it was the first time I was really a full partner, kind of, you know, and because the show came really easily to me. And so things started to change, and people thought that maybe I left him because, you know, I felt that I could succeed without him, but that really wasn't the truth at all, because I still had no confidence that I could succeed. It just was that I couldn't live like a child any longer.
And what effect did his sad death have on you? It was about a couple of years ago now, isn't it?
Oh, it was, I mean, it was really devastating. I think because I just thought we'd always be able to argue, and that, you know, that would just be the way it was. There was always us, there was always Sonny and Cher, and it just never occurred to me that he wouldn't be there.
What about your daughter now? Because there's publicity when she declared herself to be a lesbian, and you, according to the reports, did not take kindly to this.
Well,
this
no, I
revelation.
had a very un-Cher-like kind of reaction to it, and I think also it was hard because I was the last one she told, but I think rightfully so, because I was the one that had the worst reaction, so she was really smart. But it took me about, I don't know, a month to really...
But what I can't understand, you had this huge gay following. You have lots of gay friends.
And gay friends.
Of course you do. But because your daughter declares she's gay, all of a sudden you become have a different attitude toward it.
I think, first of all, it made me question everything about being a mother. About, oh, if I'd only baked more cookies, on, you know, if I hadn't had a career, and if I'd done this, and I felt a tremendous amount of guilt. And I also felt badly because I thought, oh, now because she is my daughter, they're just going to hound her unmercifully. This is such a hard life choice for her because of me. And so I just thought, oh, this is just going to be so hard. This is going to be such a hard choice for her.
I think I took it, and I think a lot of the gay community took it, is actually that it was very brave of you, because no one questions that you are gay-friendly, or whatever word you want to use about it. And so many people in similar circumstances might have been all lovely in public about how gorgeous and pleased they were, but then in private being horrible. But you were just being honest. You were just saying it isn't that straightforward a thing if you're a mother. And I think any gay person can understand that. That's why
what did your parents say when you told them?
I think they'd known for such a long time for some reason.
I mean, it wasn't you didn't have to go and say, oh, by the way, Mum and Dad,
No, well, I think my first words as I was being born was I looked up at my mother and said, that's the last time I'm going up one of those.
Refreshing.
No, they were absolutely terrific about it. They were. I mean, but I think, and it's by no means hedging how terrific they were to say that I have a brother and a sister who both have children, and I can imagine if you're a parent and you have one child, the prospect of not being a grandmother it's a real thing, you know, and it's something to think about.
Yes, that's right. Well, you've obviously thought about this, and your daughter has too.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And well, I mean, I think that one of them is going to make me a grandmother, and I'm just not sure which one it's going to be. But also, it
could easily be the pussy basher, you see,
right.
because you know, a lot of things possible.
Right, it's not mutually exclusive.
No,
I know
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
But I think that also it was really great because you don't know what your convictions are until you're faced with them.
Yes, that's
you know, I mean,
interesting.
you can say you believe in
Yes,
anything,
yes.
and then when you're faced with them, you really have got to then you know who you are.
That's right. We can all make the right decisions in a kind of
Right.
an
But so
offhand
in a
yeah.
way, it wasn't a good thing. And then she wrote this book, and I read the book. It's called Family Outings, and it's a really good book. But in the book, I'm the bad one, you know.
Joan Crawford.
Yes, I'm the Joan Crawford, you know. And she said, no, Mom, this is what's going to make it so great because people are really going to be able to relate to this and it's going to really help kids. And then she and I went on tour. We did Oprah and we did all these shows and it was great. You know, it was really great. I mean, I wished I'd had a different reaction, but that's the reaction I had and so that's the reaction I lived with.